Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a quick opinion piece podcast segment on Alexander Volkanovski being the backup lightweight challenger to the title. If I'm not mistaken, that's how this is playing out. Charles Oliveira is the unofficial champ, missing weight by half a pound. His fight with Islam Makhachev is for the belt, but if one of them drops out, Volk is going to step in. He's in Abu Dhabi right now. He's in shape. He's ready to go. And Dana said from his mouth, no matter what, the next title shot at 155 is Alexander Volkanovski. I think that's crazy. I just want to quickly rant and touch on this whole scenario and how badass Volk is. Alright, so Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. That's just cemented. Strong argument, he is the GOAT at featherweight. I mean, for the most part, pretty much cleaned out the division. He's been so damn dominant. Where are the challenges at 145? He wants to challenge himself. He wants to go down as definitively the GOAT of MMA. So he wants to challenge for the 155-pound belt. Now, can Alexander Volkanovski compete, win, be a champ at 155? He's going to be small for 155, I'll say that. I mean, the guy's a little tank. He's thick. He's stout. He used to weigh like 214 pounds in his rugby days. But that's not like optimal fighting weight. I mean, you have like height and reach advantages, which you don't have in rugby. And it's fighting, it's not rugby. So giving up height and reach when it comes to grappling and striking, it's a big deal. Not things you can't overcome, but you're definitely at a disadvantage. Now, this is like a one and done for him. He just wants to compete for the belt, win it, go back to featherweight. That's a whole other thing. I salute Alexander Volkanovski for wanting to test himself because let me tell you, Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev are tall mountains to climb for Volkanovski. I personally cannot favor him in those matchups. I think that he should be the underdog. I wouldn't completely count him out. Volk is a beast. He has excellent striking. He has really good grappling. He is crazy strong. He has an insane will to win. I mean, that guy's mind is unbreakable. He has knockout power. I mean, you can't count a guy like that out. But man, Charles Oliveira he's a bad matchup for Volkanovski. Imagine if it was Charles Oliveira who caught Alexander Volkanovski in that guillotine choke. He would have went to sleep. I'm referring to the guillotine choke that Brian Ortega caught him in. There would be no powering out of that. There would be no, willing yourself not to get choked unconscious with that one. Charles will put you to sleep. I think Volk would be at a disadvantage in the striking realm. I mean, the height and reach of Charles Oliveira versus Volkanovski. And I know you guys are going to say, yeah, but what about Max Holloway? I know, but that's at 145. Moving up, you're going to be dealing with more power. I mean, Charles Oliveira is a big boy at 155. Volkanovski is kind of like a small featherweight moving up to 155. Small, not in like a muscular sense. Again, like height and reach. He's not a big dude like that. I see Charles doing work on the feet. I think the height and reach are going to be an issue. The diversity that Charles has standing. The submission grappling, I don't think it'll be a good idea for Volk to take the fight to the mat. I don't think he has the grappling skill like that to avoid being tapped out by Charles Oliveira. That's just me though. Islam Makhachev is another tough fight because Islam is way bigger again. I would say Islam's stronger. He's going to have better wrestling. I think overall better grappling, and Islam would just pretty much do what he does. I highly doubt Islam Makhachev is going to stand and trade with Volkanovski in the pocket. He's going to fire kicks and shots from the outside, long-range attacks. When he sees an opening for a takedown, he's going to go for it. And yeah, I believe that Islam could take Volkanovski down. I don't think it'll be necessarily easy, but I think Islam Makhachev has a definitive wrestling advantage, and he's bigger and stronger. But this is how badass Volkanovski is. I would never say that those fights would be a wash. For me, for both fights, and this number doesn't sound great, but it really is, 70-30 Volk loses. That's a 30% chance he wins, almost like a third. That's kind of high, honestly. That's how badass Volk is moving up to 155. I give him a fair chance to win those fights, even though I think it's unlikely. But life is about pushing yourself, taking on challenges, not being afraid of losing, stumbling, failing. Because what's the saying? If you shoot for the stars, if you miss, you land on the moon, right? Valiant effort by Volkanovski, stepping in here, wanting to be in line to fight for that 155-pound title. Badass. You guys let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Volk being the backup fighter? What do you think about Volk getting the next title shot? What odds do you give Volkanovski against Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev? I actually think that Volkanovski has a better chance against Charles. I think if Volk lands clean, he has enough power that, yeah, it's possible he knocks out Oliveira. Unlikely again though. Drop those thoughts, guys. Would love to read them. Appreciate you watching the segment. If this is your first time at the channel and you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate that. Best way to show support, like and share the video, gets it on the algorithm, gets the channel growing. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll catch you all on the next segment. Enjoy the fights. We'll come back and talk about them as usual. Later, guys. Take care.